The other guys, it's your boy King Ivan the Great, broadcasting now live. You go Duel Links. I know it's not like landscape, but this is how better I can only do it. But this is better than nothing. You guys can like watch it like this way, and basically watch me play. You know, basically it's okay. You know, you can see whatever I'm playing right now currently, and yeah, pretty much it. I'm gonna hear myself like talk, see like because I'm still testing this new broadcast tool. And yeah, last night they had like problems with like, I don't know. We had problems with the like, you know, the audio keep on fucking up. So yeah, I'm gonna see how the audio goes. Yeah, let's see. You know, the audio keep on fucking up. So yeah, I'm gonna see how the audio goes. Yeah, let's see. You know, the audio keep on fucking up. It's okay. So testing time. Whenever I say hello, I get it from there. A bit of a delay, but better than nothing. I'm gonna say okay, good. We're good to go. So now we are not going to be broadcasting for a long time, for a very long time. Keep this on for a while, and yes. There's an update now. They're removing like fucking. Sorry for my language, but yes. They're removing the Zane. I'm drawing back this game now for a while. I've been playing GTA Online lately, but I'm going to take a break of that game now currently. Right now, I'm just going to take a long break on it now. A certain player made me feel like shit, and now I'm going to be playing this game now. I'm going to be making like a link to my broadcast right now. I'm going to go ahead and like, I don't know, make the link shortened by, I'm going to make it shortened and I'm going to advertise it on the global chat. See people will join me, like, you know, like watch me, like duel. And pretty much it, you know. But yeah. I'm going to use bit.ly.com to make this like a low broadcast. If I make this game, can I still be heard? I'm gonna test this, yeah. So bit.ly.com. I'm gonna show on a certain link. We've got that. So okay. So right now, I don't know if I can be heard. I don't know if anyone will check out the link. They may not like trust it, but it's fine by me. Right now, currently, what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be hearing myself, see if I can hear myself with this amount of volume. Like, that's max volume, by the way. So there's proof. Max volume. Okay, the volume is fine. It's fine. So right now what I'm gonna do right now is Duel. Not got the best deck in Crowler's deck right now, and I need to make a new deck. So basically that's it. I need to make a new deck for the Crowler. Mainly like not just machines. I've got to do like some sort of different deck. Yeah. So I'll be broadcasting for a while, for a long time. I haven't been playing this game for like a while now, so I've missed out plenty. But I'm gonna try and catch up. So I'm gonna have this card activated to boost its power.
My turn. I'm gonna draw.
Yo, now I can see it. Look at that. Oh, by the way, this is not gaming YouTube. This is Omelette, by the way. Yeah, Omelette.
I activate a quick play spell.
So now you can see what I'm playing, right? But last night I was broadcasting, but like you weren't there. I think you went to bed or something. I don't know. I saw you saying Ivan. You know, I don't know if you can hear me.
From my hand, I activate.
No, but you can see what I'm playing now. I've not played this game for a while.
Let's battle. Perfect. Attack. I should end my turn.
Fucking shithead. Haha. I'm gonna let you guys see what's gonna happen. Yeah, that's nice. See, look at that, yeah?
Step forward.
This is what you guys are gonna like. Animation. Basically, it's calling card. Just like watch and like you'll know what to do. Like if I'm not gonna talk, it means like I'm trying to focus. And you guys will enjoy the sounds of music in this game. Like you'll see how I do it in it. There's like another mode like you can do like this in this game. You can do that or that. You can see like the artwork of the monster itself. Spell and drop cards are like normal.
Here I go. I'm gonna draw.
Yeah, I'm using Omelette to broadcast this live, so you should thank Omelette for that. And you should thank the person that explained to us about Omelette.
I end my turn. I'll give you a private lesson. I draw.
So we're going to do this. Feel like, see, sometimes I might be reading a card and like seeing what to do on the situation when I'm like really like stuck, because like when my opponent is gonna defeat me. So yeah, so this is what it looks like that I'm gonna win.
Here I go. I don't think
You
so.
shit.
I flip over my face down card.
He's activated that.
Activate a quick play.
Reason why he activated that early is because this monster card, this one here, it has an effect where it's got like an effect that it can't spell trap cards can't be activated whilst the battle once it attacks. So I don't know what to do. I have no idea. I'm just gonna attack with that
Ready for your next lesson?
and activate this.
I reveal my face down card.
Support this monster.
Activate.
Got a trick up my sleeve here.
It's my turn. I'm gonna draw.
So when he's got like a monster, oh, he hasn't got a monster to summon, so I'm gonna win this definitely.
I draw.
So what I'm gonna do is
Time for battle.
attack him with that.
You ancient deer golem. Mechanized melee.
And then for the lols, I'm gonna activate this. Don't really need to use it really.
Face down card.
Just to get more XP.
Activate. No good.
And then there we go.
It's the end of your act. No way.
So you lost.
Seriously? Oh, man. Dr. Crowler's not going to be happy. Nothing to it. The easiest duel of my life. Phew. I can't believe I won. I almost had a heart attack.
So you can save this as a replay in the game. Gonna have about 5 replays, 5 replay duels. Oh. I've advertised my, don't want to keep on advertising in here. So that's my link. I made a link to this, you know. So let's see here. Got this cumulative. So like we need to make sure like to win a lot, so we can get like a lot of like XP in this cumulative thing. You know. Come back from college. Fucking don't like it. Shit. I just don't like it at all. So we're gonna duel this guy next, and hopefully we're gonna win it. And like, yeah, I will skip most stuff, like, you know, like, you can skip the conversations, you don't really need to listen to them all, like, it's just there, just to, if you really wanna, like, take the duel, like, you know, slowly. Like, skip it by just keep on tapping on the screen.
Watch the skills of Duel Academy's leading professor in action. Let me educate you on the fact that duelists like you are a dime a dozen.
There's nothing I enjoy more than a duel.
Duel!
So I'm gonna start, summoning this monster, and activating this card. And set this card face down.
It's my
So
turn.
we're gonna know what the card does. You can like read that, so you'll understand what it will do.
Monster in attack position. From my hand, I
Enemy
activate a
controller.
quick play spell. My monster's effect activates. I'm setting battle. Here I
Don't
go.
think so.
I attack with a monster.
Flip over my face now card.
Wind. So it's like that's a wind.
Quick play spell.
So that's an attribute monster. Like each monster's got an attribute.
Go right ahead.
You need to study more. I draw.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set that face down and then do this.
I saw that
Fucking
coming a
dickhead.
mile away. I activate a face down card. I activate it's
That
my
card,
turn.
yeah, that he uses to is to defend against my
I
monsters.
summon a monster in attack position. Battle. Go get him.
Fuck.
I attack with
King
my
cunt.
monster. My turn's done.
I'll
Go
give
right
you a
ahead.
driving lesson. I draw.
Shit, I am fucked here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of the metal morph by. I'll have to get rid of it
I reveal my face
and give it to my
down card.
opponent.
My trap activates.
Oh my, I'm gonna fucking lose this one.
Here
My
goes.
turn.
Draw. Oh, yeah. I summon from my hand. I activate a continuous. Here I go. I activate a continuous spell. My monster's effect activates.
Ah,
My
see, sometimes I do a lot of
turn.
mistakes.
Right ahead.
I draw.
It's alright.
Rise, ancient deer soldier.
Yeah.
Ancient Gear Soldier, attack! Rapid Fire Flurry!
I saw that coming a mile away.
No.
Here goes. Draw. I choose this card. My monster's effect activates. It's time. I'm coming at you. I activate a continuous spell. That ends my turn.
I draw!
So next turn, I'm definitely might lose. Don't know. I will lose. So this is what happens when you lose. So I'm gonna activate this card.
I activate the spell card, Ancient Gear Workshop.
And then
Rise, Ancient Gear Soldier!
and then
Let's see. From my hand, I activated equip.
I'm definitely gonna lose. I'm gonna do this just for the lulz.
I can still win. I saw that coming a mile away. I activate. Don't think I'll go down that easy. I draw. I choose this card. I spat. You're all washed up.
That's what you look like when you like lose in this game. But it sucks.
Thanks for.
You're gonna see me make like a deck in front of you, you know? So you see it's like, no, nothing there. Okay, I'm gonna advertise again. I'm gonna post again, see if like people are interested in watching. Right now I'm gray, so like that's like a rank. I'm not like into ranks, you know, like, to be fairly honest. I didn't like look at the PvP. Apparently, so I got this, forgot. I don't know which card to get, like it's like, so, there's a lot of options here. Some cards I can get, some cards I can't get, like, you know, so I need to think about it. Toon World. No. Thinking about it. You can probably get like Blue Eyes Toon Dragon because like I don't know. Tribute one face up level 8 or higher monster. Control. Draw 2 cards. I don't like doing that. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card in attack position. You can only use this effect once per turn. When this card is destroyed by battle, okay, whatever. Oh, that's like a new card. I've never seen that before in the SR before. I think it's a new card now. See, those are scammers. to YugiGems.com. Overdrive, Teleporter, this card cannot be special summoned. You can pay 2,000 life points, special summon 2 level 3 psychic type monsters from your deck. This effect can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. That one I can easily get, but I don't want to get that trap card at all. It's a very hard decision to make here. Extremely hard. Add 1 fiend type monster from your deck to your hand except a dark or a light monster. Really hard to make. This card can be normal summon a set. This card cannot be special summon except by having 2 or more normal monsters in your graveyard. You can attribute this card to add 1 Gemini monster from your deck to your hand. Nope, don't want that at all. Toy Magician. You can set this card face down in your spell and trap card zone as a spell card. This face down card in your spell or trap card zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard. Special summon it during the end phase. When this card is flipped, summon destroy spell or trap cards on the field equal to the number of Toy Magicians on the field. Don't know about that. Now currently I'm just having like a struggle on like what card to get, like with this SR card, because it's gonna expire, this one. This SR card, super rare. Tickets. Activate only when an opponent's monster declares an attack. Negate that attack and select another face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster attack instead. If it is in face-up defense position, change it to attack position. So like attack and select another face-up monster your opponent controls. Okay, I'll get that Dark Spirit then. Fuck it, because I don't know. She's gonna be very easy to what's it now? To do. Way too easy. I'd like to do it like Set Okaiba, but I'll do it with people with like in the chat, you know.
Pay attention! Here's a special lesson. Let me educate you on the fact that Duel...
Skip that.
My turn! Ancient Gear Knight is here!
Alright.
My turn.
It's my turn. I draw. From my hand, I activate a continuous spell. Join me. I special from my hand. I activate a continuous spell. I'm setting. I set.
You need to study more.
I'm ending my turn.
Ancient Gear Knight is here!
Yeah. That's a card that I don't like.
My trap and Ancient Gear Knight, Spear!
I activate my monster's effect.
Ancient Gear Knight, Spear!
Okay, change the turn.
I draw. I activate a continuous spell. Join me. I'll play this. I summon a monster. I activate a continuous spell.
Whoa, he's got 2 different monsters. It's like me.
I special summon a monster. Watch. I special summon a monster. Go! I'm attacking.
I'm gonna let him attack with that monster, because I'd like to get rid of that monster that he has.
You're going down.
what I'm gonna do now is to summon this monster. It was weak, but whatever. I could have defeated him already by controlling his monster for a while, but oh well.
In attack position. You're going down. Attack.
I flipped over my face now, card. I activated quick.
This must be a joke.
I'll give you that.
Cruel joke.
Yeah, man.
Hey, everybody.
No, no.
Here's my four-legged. Let's see. From my hand, I activated a quick spell.
So I'll power it up like that.
Activated a quick spell. Time for battle.
So we're gonna do that one.
You're done for. This is the end of your lesson. I attack.
It's not my fault at all.
You may have lost.
Love that duel. It's currently saving that fucking this duel. Don't know why it's taking a while just to save some of duel. It's like deleting the other last duel, but right now it's just taking a while just to delete this one. I have no idea. Oh, that's happened. Okay. There's like bugs in this game on the iOS, but on Android apparently it's okay. There's no bugs like this that happens. You know, like yeah. So these are players that are currently like talking to each other. Okay. Oh yeah.
Class is in session.
By the way, I can make it auto duel so it duels for me, but it's shit.
Let me educate you on the fact that duelists like you are a dime a dozen.
Come on, let's have ourselves a duel.
Duel. My turn.
Alright. Okay.
I set the card. My continuous skill activate. Ancient
If I draw a monster, I'm good.
My turn.
Right now, I've only got spell and trap. Spell.
Ready for this? I summon a monster in attack position.
Okay.
From my hand, I activate a continuous spell. Let's battle. Time to fight. My monster
Trying to think
attacks you
about
directly.
something here.
You think you're so smart? I reveal my face down card. I activate a quick play spell.
So let's do that.
I end my turn.
I'll give you a private lesson.
I
My turn.
draw.
Draw.
No. Alright. You're gonna be fucking defeated probably next turn.
I won't hold back. My turn. I draw. Show him who's boss. I summon a monster in attack position.
Oh shit.
Battle. Say hello to your new best friend. My monster attacks you directly.
That won't stop me.
No, I won't be defeated yet.
Hello to your new best friend. I attack your life points directly.
Ancient Gear Knight, steer 'em!
I can have a comeback, by the way, so don't worry, I'm not going to lose.
What's happening? I end my turn.
I'm on a roll. It's my turn. I draw. I set a monster. That's the end of my turn.
Right.
Not good at all. I draw.
Currently, what I'm going to do that.
Gear Knight is here. Here I go. Let's battle. My monster.
Not so fast. My monster's effect activates.
Gonna use polymerization, yeah? So you get that stronger monster to defeat mine.
My turn.
I'm not letting up. My turn. I draw. From my hand, I activate a spell.
Yeah, I knew it. You see that? You know what I mean? Sorry, no, I
Show
playing
him
the
who's
game.
boss. I fusion summon a monster.
Don't worry. I'm not panicking. No, I ain't got this. Wind.
I attack with my monster.
Face down card. I activate a quick play spell.
That's the end of my
You thought she was gonna win, but like, that's not.
I draw.
Right, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to go ahead and like summon this monster.
Roll in. Ancient Gear Cannon.
And then what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna activate this effect.
Ancient Gear Cannon's effect activates.
Oh, don't count your chickens yet.
And I'm going to go ahead and activate this one to power up my monster.
I activated
So
a quick
do that,
and I activated a quick spell.
and then do this.
I'm going to attack.
Ah! I have to step it up.
This can't be happening.
I am my turn.
Oh, not good. Not good. It's my turn. I draw. Show him who's boss. I summon a monster in attack position. I guess it's the end of my turn.
I mean, everything is going according to plan. It's my turn. I draw.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sacrifice one of the this ancient gear castle. I'll sacrifice the one in the middle.
Come here, ancient gear engineer.
Then activate. I'm gonna activate ancient gear workshop.
Ancient gear.
Take this back for nothing, for no reason, and then I power up this monster.
Activated a quick spell.
And then after that, activate machine assembly line to power up all of my machine type monsters.
I activated
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this one here. Effect will activate and will and destroy. I will destroy that card. And then there we go. Defeated.
Your lesson. I attack you directly with my monster.
You got some serious skills. Let's have a rematch sometime.
You should have kept those moves in the classroom. They don't work in the real world.
I don't want to like. I don't feel like playing with real players at the moment because it's just. I don't know, man. I'm hoping to get viewers from here, but like, guess not. I have to wait in it and advertise my YouTube again in there. Okay, let's try and duel with Vagabond.
Pay attention. Here's a special lesson. Let me educate you on the fact that duelists like you are a dumb
Yes! I got this card here.
Duel!
Ah, it's limited to me.
It's my turn. I draw.
Okay, just for safety precautions.
Gear soldier. Ancient gear soldier, attack! Rapid fire flurry. I'm ending my turn. You need to study more. I draw.
Oh! Yes! What impeccable timing!
Step forward. Ancient gear golem.
So I'm just gonna see in case the chat's like, yeah, I can see it. Yes. Right, so got that card out.
I set the card. Time for battle. I'm ending my turn.
You stopped me so quickly. To that. No way in hell I'm gonna let you do that.
I reveal my face down card. I activate a quick play spell. You need to study more. I draw.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna summon an Ancient Gear Knight,
Dear Knight, it's here.
and then do this. Equip this card on Ancient Gear Golem,
And
because this card can like will make like the monster that's been equipped with. It will negate any monster cards that monsters and monster cards on the field. Negate their effect when it gets destroyed. So it'll negate this effect here and also give excess battle damage
Ancient gear golem. Mechanized melee.
between the defense and the attack.
Ancient gear knight. Spear 'em. I end my turn. My turn. This I draw.
So I can sacrifice this
Up here, ancient gear.
and power up this monster here.
I activated a quick spell.
See, no, he didn't have any other monsters to get here. Yep, you fuck.
Time for battle. This is the end of your lesson. You may have lost, but I say your strategies were quite exemplary.
They're like banned cards, by the way, here, because like some cards were like they were like really like too strong. Like Ultimate Offering, it's like a trap card that allows you to sacrifice 500 life points to be able to normal summon all the time. Keep a normal summoning. Yeah. So if I win the next game, it's telling me that I get ×5 of the community to, yeah. So I'm pretty glad that I won that. So I get like the daily reward of that, and then for the heaven's sake, this, she is so weak. You know, let's see, it's a level 10. I don't like to go up against level 10 players, NPCs, but oh well. But like, she's a legendary duelist, so I'm gonna have to get rid of her, then get better legendary duelist. Right, so got someone following me. Boy Vox 9. Nice.
I'll give this duel.
Thanks for the follow. I don't know if like it's actually broadcasting both in both of the apps. I'm not really sure, to be fairly honest. I think it is broadcasting in both of the apps. I'll find out. No, I'll have to download it in here.
Ancient Gear Castle.
Oh yes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna summon this monster and then give her damage. Download. I'm gonna set it up on my phone so I can also broadcast my phone as well. Like, say if I don't want to do my iPad and I want to do my phone right away, can't be asked. Just go ahead, fucking do it.
I'm ending my turn.
So let's see here.
I draw. Cyber Tutu, dance to the stage.
Control center.
Time for battle. Cyber Tutu, attack. Pounding pirouette.
Okay, got that.
Still under control.
What else?
Island, my turn.
I'll give you a private lesson. It's my turn.
My turn. I draw.
Draw.
Right.
Ancient Gear Soldier.
Ancient Gear Soldier attack.
Ancient Gear Soldier attack. Rapid fire flurry.
Okay, my turn. She's like weak, so yeah. What more telling you?
Here I go. My turn. I draw. Come on.
Omelette.
I summon a monster in attack position.
Omelette.
I'll end my turn.
Kind of dumb. Look at
I'll
that.
give you a private lesson. It's my turn. I draw.
Sacrifice that.
Come here, Ancient Gear Engineer.
Omelette arcade, right? Yep.
Here I go. Let's battle. You're done for.
No! I'm still in this.
Omelette. Right? Mm-hmm. Good.
This is the end of your lesson. I attack.
I didn't know there were duelists as strong as you.
You may have lost, but I say your strategies were quite exemplary. An impressive duel on your part.
Lovely. So times 5, that's pretty good. Because of 3 gems now, we can see me opening a pack. So I'm going to be opening a pack. Yeah. I wish me luck with this. I'm going to get this here. 50 gems. Now I got 231 gems. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to buy a pack. This one here. I wish me luck. Time to fucking buy it. Got 7 left to buy in here. So let's do the purchase. It looks like free Kadoobos and shit. Alright. Already got that. That's a new one. Once per turn when the battle position of an attack monster you control is changed. can target one spell, rat, or trap card your opponent. Okay, interesting. There are 2 new cards in here. Not bad. Okay, we'll make a new deck. Don't worry. Don't get me wrong. I will do that. But currently, I just want to focus on like getting rid of all of the NPCs first. And whilst I'm like sorting out my deck, some of the NPCs will come back. I know I've got some dual orbs, but fuck it. I'm gonna use it whenever I need to use it as a necessity.
Duel Academy's leading professor in action. Don't call me Mr. Crowler. It's Dr. Crowler. I'll teach you to respect my PhD in dueling.
It's a privilege to duel you. Shall we begin?
Duel!
My turn. This card will be perfect. I'll summon a monster in attack position.
Oh yeah, I am broadcasting on. Nice. Right.
From my hand, I'll activate an equip spell.
I'm gonna put the volume down right now so that I don't know if you guys can still hear. Okay. I'm gonna like introduce myself here. Wait a minute. So I've got one person following me now on Thingy, on Omelette. Oh yeah, you should get Omelette, by the way. What's your name? It's still name good. You should get Omelette, by the way, RHYS, if you want. Because you can follow me there. It's like it's an arcade. It's called Omelette Arcade. Like, you know, you saw like it popped up, right? It's for free. I don't know if you can get it. I'm not sure. If you can't get it, it's fine. But if you can get it, yeah, they'll be appreciative. I think you can get it on desktop, I think, maybe. If you can, I'll be appreciative because, like, I can post... It's like, there's the games and stuff. You can, like, I posted games. A lot of people have been broadcasting a lot of games, yeah. There's communities as well, so, yeah. So I had someone follow me from Omelette, so, yeah, I think he found... Yeah, I'm broadcasting on YouTube, but, like, there's, like, a link here, like, literally links to my channel, yeah. It's like a link here says live streaming. Okay, like I'm gonna just like screenshot that like this as proof, you know, whenever I need to explain to someone. Example. Let's see here. Posts. No posts. Say something about like I can make my own like voice. You know, something I don't know. Let's see here. Posts. Games. I don't know. It says something about like I can make my voice in it. Oh well. Let's try and go to profile. Nope. In Omelette, you can like get, there's like achievements in here, like you can level yourself up. I'm like level 3 in Omelette now. I don't know how am I gonna level up if I'm broadcasting YouTube. And yeah. It says here, try streaming to Facebook, try streaming to Twitch, join a group voice chat, share out fascinating community, post a quiz. You haven't discovered any yet, because it just has bonus here. So like you can like, yeah, follow an amazing gamer, watch a live stream, like an awesome post something great. You got a follower, join a club. Okay. You got a like, update your profile pictures or story. Not bad. So got a follower here, no, not bad. Okay, let's go. Let's carry on playing now. Still curious on how to do that. You know, like, it said something about like I can put my voice in here. People are live streaming onto the application itself. See, look at that. I'm part of there, man. Nice. Okay, sounds good to me. It's a bit probably like if I live stream a lot, and then yeah, I'll level up in omelette. So yeah, let's go carry on. Put the volume high. Wait a minute. So let's see, play requests. Suggest this users. Cause I'm new to this omelet in it, so I'm trying to. Let's see here. So it says something like I can introduce myself, like like a voice thing. I don't know how you can get that. Add a background. Okay, whatever. Describe yourself to others. Okay. I could do that later, innit? Paste your link. Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. Nope. Oh well. It said something about to do with like putting my voice there to introduce myself, but whatever. Let's carry on. So I'm gonna like make a deck in front of you all. So I did put more, so I might be playing a different game. So like after this, probably like a different game. I don't know how it will cope because I didn't like make it as my main game. But it's fine. I'll be playing like a game it's like a game where it's like an Ace Attorney game. So you'll see when I broadcast that, like you'll see me like twitching it. Like I'll turn off this game and I'll go to the other one. Like game hopping basically, innit? I'm gonna summon that monster. Attack. Next turn, she's gonna lose. Or probably not. Oh wait, never mind. I've got like 3 cards face down. Shit. I don't like that card. No, never mind. She's not gonna get it out. So I'm gonna summon the same monster like on the field. You can have 3 copies of the card in your deck. Just let you know in this game. So I'm gonna attack with 400. Whatever. For the lulls, yeah. Cool.
I reveal my face down card. My continuous trap activates.
There we go.
Lost my glass.
Won that. Fair and square. She was gonna do like a ritual summon, let's go make it. I don't know. I can't be asked making a deck, to be honest.
Let's go, slacker.
Alright. So I got like empty decks here. I could create a new deck. So yeah. It's like recommended to have like at least like 20 in your deck. You know, so we'll check the monsters that I have right now. I don't fucking know how to make a deck now. I can't be asked making a deck now, to be fairly honest. I'm shit at making decks. Right, so I'll have this monster card. You know, this can help. This monster can help. Special summon this card from your hand by discarding one level 5 or higher light monster. Once per turn you can discard one light monster, banish one light monster from your deck. Alright. I'll have discard Slice Raider Sky Dragon and try have it in my deck. To get it out, I need to so I'll have 2 warriors, so they're strong. Got 3 Kybermans, which is good, but I'm not going to use them at the moment. No idea to make a deck at all. Can I mute this? Kind of getting annoying because like I'm not even in the same room anymore. Let's try change another room. We're like room 0. It's not room 0, right? Nope. Room 1. Room 2. Let's advertise it here. In all rooms. Whoa, getting buggy though, look at that. I'm gonna go to every room and say it. So then people start watching me probably, like, interesting game, people to watch. So this is recently, no one's not talking in this room. There was people talking in this room like a while ago. Try room 5. Okay, when is this? 2 minutes ago. get to 10, and then yeah, we'll just take a break up there. People can be in these rooms, you know, randomly, and like they'll just randomly see my advertisement, and then they'll like come to the stream and stuff and say, "Yo, let's go duel, man." I'm like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and duel." I was in a really active chat, you know, like my room changed automatically. Let me see if like 99, room 99. Oh, someone's asking a question here. I spelled his name wrong, by the way. Ooh, people are talking in room 10. Don't know if my broadcast still going. I don't know how, okay. See that? Can't fucking fit like a fucking sentence, like a massive one. Okay, like I might make this different, like, you know, don't know if this will be okay. Fuck's sakes. It's gotten worse, that. Broadcasting live on YouTube, channel link, bit.ly, fuck. Damn. Won't fucking fit. See, that won't fit, so you see. Fuck's sake. Okay, I think this will fit here, so. Right, so. Yeah, you're only limited to saying like just a little sentence in this game. Yeah, I'd like some mistakes. No, this one was no mistake. It's fine. Currently broadcasting in YT. I'm gonna wait until, not wait, but like I'll probably create like a deck while they're coming here. It's fine, you know, they'll see me like broadcast this game in it a lot. Like they'll see me like broadcast like different games. They'll see me probably broadcasting like, you know, GTA Online at some point. You know, like whenever I come back on that game. But since now I'm playing this game for a while, I'm gonna be like broadcasting this game for quite some time. You know, I'll also broadcast that game I told you about, like Ace Attorney. Yeah. Play it from back to. It's gonna take a while just to show you all the content on that, and yeah, basically it. So I'm gonna see if my channel is going still like live streaming. Like, I don't know if it's still live streaming at all. I want to see how it sounds like at the moment. My channel is going still. Still okay? Yep. There's 2 watching, yeah, nice. And refresh that. Okay, yeah, 2 watching. There's 2 people watching right now. Don't be afraid to talk. Just go ahead and talk to me. If you're one of those people that I've told you my link to my channel, if you need any help on what to do in this game, I'll go ahead and explain. But yeah, pretty much it. It's back. Sorry I had to go to loo. Oh, fair enough. Welcome back. Yeah, so yeah, anyway, I was trying to get some people to, you know, just ignore these people. Just don't complain about them. Just what you do is you just report them because they're like scammers. Don't believe them. Trust me, myself, I've checked it myself, and I see that this generator is definitely a scam. It's there to let scammers know that you're using the generator. While you use that generator, you're gonna like make them have money. Like, you know, they earn money for dirty money. Scammers, you know, all these links, you know, fake links about giving you free gems. It's all a scam. What scam means is, if you don't know what it means like something that's not believable, you know, like it's just fake. It's just there to make you think that you're gonna get some free gems, but you're not. Trust me, in the long run you won't get free gems. So I'm gonna go to different rooms. I'm gonna go to room 11. I've been to room 1, 2, 3. I went to one. One's very active, 2's very active, and then the other rooms are like a bit dead, a bit. This room is sort of not dead and not dead, but like, yeah. So I've been to this room 11, so I'm going to room 11 now. Okay, 12. Konami can't do anything with these bots. You know, the bots. No point talking to them. It's like wasting your time. Let's go to. There's like a room 99. I don't know. Oh no, room 50. Is there like a room 50? So room 50 is sort of like 51. There's no 51. There's only like 50 rooms, so like there's 49 then, I guess. Okay. So I'm just advertising my YouTube channel here. In all the rooms. It's gonna take a while because I have to wait like 9 seconds or 7 or 5 seconds. So I'm gonna do that. Did anyone talk in this room? No. Okay, I'm gonna do this 47 and then like, yeah. Same scammers. I'm gonna try and go to room 10 again, see like what they said. There we go. Playing GTA and German member didn't kill me, we friends now. Okay, nice. Trying to think about what kind of monsters should I have. My deck. It's like really hard. I'm gonna focus on like the 4 stars. I'm gonna focus on the 4 stars, level 4 monsters, because you know you gotta have some 4-star monsters to be able to yeah. Have these 2. This game's like confusing, like you have like a lot of choices to make to make a really good deck, but like it's really hard to think about, you know, like it's a lot to think. Voice Raider is good to have in a deck. And try balance. I don't know, man, because the deck in here, it's like really confusing, like to create a deck now, like these days, because like this is why I stopped playing this game. You see, and basically, what's confusing about this game is like you gotta think about what cards to put or what not. Maybe went off this game. It's very confusing. You see, look at that. Too many cards to think about, like just putting in your deck. I give up. Okay, I'm just gonna save it. That's the only thing I can think of right now currently. I'm getting bored of this game. Let's try and play different. Like, you see, this is like what it looks like my iPad. So I've been watching anime here. You see, I probably can watch broadcast anime, but I need to like put it to like film and animation. So like I'm not really like getting money off of it. Like I don't own it, so I'm just gonna like say in the description. This is just for letting my viewers to watch and enjoy to watch it. No monetization in it. So pretty much it. Yeah, let's. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. Like turn that. I'm really bored of it now. See here. Got a lot of stuff in here. Can play this game here. Broadcast that. Don't know how this will fucking work. If the stream's fine, I'm gonna make sure like it's working. You know, like the chat. Fine. I'm gonna make sure like it's working. You know, like the chat. See here, I want to test it out and see. Hi. See, still working, I don't know. I think it stopped working now. Oh, never mind, it still works. Good. Just to make sure. Making sure. It's going to be playing like different games, you know. This one will be like a game which is really good to play. So from episode start, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with episode 1 because on this one I didn't broadcast it since I didn't know that I could broadcast it like this way. And try broadcasting with my earphones, and so like it'll be better that way. I'm hoping like there's kind of been a bug, you know, I don't know, like whenever I put it, like, you know. Oh, be honest with Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links now. See how bored I get with games right now. I've got like San Andreas. I could probably try and broadcast that, but yeah, I've plugged my fucking earphones now, and yeah, I fucking barely hear myself. Yeah, let's go from episode start. Probably gonna eat my chicken in the long run. Probably gonna eat my chicken in the long run. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to start with this. I'm trying to read it. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. We'll see how it sounds, like, you know, the audio, like any bugs or anything. Should be good. Okay, playing you Duel Links. I'm gonna make sure, like, I'm gonna change that, like, I'm gonna go puffin. Okay. Okay, I've changed the title, by the way, of the stream. Go. Let's go. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe. What's this smell? It's very familiar blood. What's the meaning of this? Freeze! Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrust into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. I've finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Ah! My Mr. Edgeworth! Sir! Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor and dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Ho, ho. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that piqued my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is seeming something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall information through the logic button and then connect them together. Now, to touch the logic button and recall the facts. So we've got the leads, crime scene in my office. Is it really a coincidence that the murder took place in my office? So we're going to confirm that and then connect it to the other leads. So the office key, for security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. So we're going to confirm that and then connect the facts. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edward. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply touch the examine button. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just touch the partner button, okay? I'll give you the great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. What have we here? What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model. I think... Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So, it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. So, what else are we gonna look for? We're gonna look at the body. To finish photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every looking nook and cranny. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now, to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Gonna look at like his blood. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Yo! See, look, I'm not broadcasting this game, you see. It's like a crime game, you know, like you you are like a prosecutor or defense attorney, but like in this game, you're always going to be a prosecutor, but you go out of courtroom and like you start to find like evidence and then find the culprit who killed the person. The culprit will always try to fend off, like try to like blame someone else. Alright, good. I might eat chicken at some point, something like that, I wouldn't really eat it. Probably watch anime in the background on my phone. I'm thinking about broadcasting anime, but like I'd like to probably do a disclaimer that this is like I'm gonna say like these are like respective owners to the anime. I'm gonna say it's not mine and stuff. I don't know, but I'm gonna broadcast it. I don't feel like it at the moment. I think like gaming should be focused upon in broadcasting, to be fairly honest. So anyway, we're gonna carry on with this. Yep, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. By the way, I played this game already in DS already. I've completed it, and I sort of like know what's gonna happen, like deja vu basically. But I can't remember every single thing. Every time I proceed to this game, I've already in episode 3 by not broadcasting it, but on the phone basically. So I had to buy it, so it's like £16.99. Firstly, you pay 99p to buy this game in the App Store. Then after that, you don't have to pay £16.99. You can like keep on buying one episode at a time. But like I paid the whole set. So yeah. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. So everything will be recorded in the court record. Organizer. Sorry, because like there's like another game which focuses upon being like an ace attorney, like an actual like defense lawyer, and like it says court record because you're in the court, and this is the organizer since it's like outside of court. Are you going to be okay with the keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to touch the organizer button. But the organizer isn't only for evidence, I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. So we've already checked the body now, so we're gonna back out and like we're gonna check the logic. So we've got 3 leads here. We got the revolver, we've got the victim was a detective, and we've got the killer's goal. So the killer's goal, we can't really like connect these two together. Even though you can select it that way. So, according to his badge and the ID, Buddy Faith was a protect detective. Found at the crime scene. It's the same model as those used by protect detectives. So maybe no, not yet. We'll have a look first. Okay, I forgot to read that part. Sometimes I might forget to read, but like I'd like to like take a break of reading. So yeah, I'll like keep it for 5 seconds. You can see like whatever they're saying. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I water the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to this list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? So probably now we could like go to logic now and like connect the facts together. Signs of struggle. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. So I think we could connect that and that. No, so you see that's why it works. If it doesn't work together, it'll make me lose some life points here. So I think maybe with the revolver, okay, nope. Signs of struggle, victim and killer, okay, that, go, connect that. Okay, those don't connect. Okay, we'll try signs of struggle with that. Guess like not yet. Can't connect those two together yet. Can't connect that together yet. Killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer's after? Revolver. You're gonna try that. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy is wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the scroll wheels to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use the slide bar to zoom in and out and get at the nitty-gritty. So really, we want to find out what's really inside, like the revolver. Others parts of the revolver doesn't really fucking matter. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer, he killed the Vic. So I think when they made this into like a mobile version, they didn't like spell out victim. So like, yeah. Or it couldn't fit. Vic. So like, we're gonna pretend like they've said victim. Killed the victim with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to So I think he's meant to say like autopsy, you know, like send it, you know, to have some information about the body, so in, you know, like what time he died. Jim! Why? Oh, why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just leave me be. Let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body. The body! Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure, but just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I am Jacques Sportsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth? I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the whole entire time, okay? So, the only one who could get in here was me. Ho, 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 ho. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it's you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Postman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's get a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there, sir! I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. I should probably give them some space. So we're gonna like look at that. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in. Wet. If they had shot through it, it would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. Starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my detective skills come into play. First I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. So, contradiction is that. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should touch the deduce button with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. See... This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot. Ha, you don't understand. You see, therein lies the contradiction. Mr. Edwards, sir, it'd be nice if you'd just admit when you're wrong. See, that was wrong. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. So the right evidence is like the revolver. This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes. What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, that's my money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Choo! Choo! Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Now, this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Secret safe data updated in my organizer. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. So logic, back to this. So the leads we've got is the killer's goal, signs of the struggle, white fingerprints, and another gun. So, killer's goal. All the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. Signs of a struggle. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. See, another handgun other than the victim's gun that I found. Could there be another gun in play here? Killer's goal. Don't know if these two connects. No. I think the killer's goal and then white fingerprints. Yep. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe. making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft? I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes to what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. So we've got motive theft with a question mark. So the culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft? Connect those two together. There is a possibility that the files played on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never been before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament the dead, we will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so, what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it! Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edward's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position. Hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But, you know, I'm no good with the blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. So we're going to deduce this. Wait, accident happens. See here. Wait. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. So I'm going to deduce. And do that. There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf after being shot. which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong. I don't even know. I can't remember what it just said. Yeah. You see here how the files that we're shot begin with the number 0. What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye, but the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Ah, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it would be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They've finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith, and then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be, and we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed. There are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. This. What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say it's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait. There's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? So my lives will get like fully full after the investigation complete. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And the most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there's And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic, waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with his technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Maybe, yeah. Might as well, because I like it to know. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present a piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply touch the present button, but that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times, I need to press the witness by touching the press button. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now, watch carefully. Mr. Portsman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you've messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the body's letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find a flaw in this man's logic, and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Mr. Portsman's logic. So we're gonna find out one of his lies in his testimony right now, and then we're gonna press or present. So he's saying, Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the body's bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. I'm going to see which important piece of testimony here. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files and make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. So I'm going to find the evidences. One of the files that were written upon the blood was stolen by the culprit. So when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words. Okay. Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Now, to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. So, Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. So let's see. I think we need to present this one. Gumshoe. One of the files that were written up in blood was stolen by the culprit. see. To think that it's so easy to take a life with just the pull of a trigger. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones they use at track and field meets to start races. If you take off before it's fired, everybody always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. I don't even know which one to pretend. I've forgotten. No. That's when you moved James' body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. Got it. I've got it. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Huh. Bringing a bit of courtroom into this. I see. No problem. I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. But what are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. Ha ha ha. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only a half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files, especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means that exactly what does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with a crime scene. That's so low, I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. Well, what? It's this time, sir. This time. Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edward just proved that I'm innocent, pal. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office. One other person. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady. The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Byron, a member of security. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Miss Byron is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is... My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key. Which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Byron. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reasons for suspicion. It's perfectly obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. One top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Tired. Very tired. So you're saying she used the master key? Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flaw of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Postman to give me more detail is to press him. Rebuttal. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all that more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Right, so which one to press in? Oh, that's that one. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of the security? Wait, might sneeze. Oh my god. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's right. True, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to. What's that supposed to mean? Yes. Moving on, I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Ask for more details. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Like a likely story, and where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it, and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her look is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edwards' office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points toward a motive or theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counter-attack with a few facts of my own. Her intent from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. Alright. How does he know that the safe has been wiped down, huh? Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. Oh yeah, by the way, when this completed this episode, I'm gonna go end the stream, but I might be back or not. I'll see, because I'm gonna eat some chicken and probably watch some anime. I'll see if I might go on GTA. I'll see, because right now when I go on GTA, it still feels the same. You know, any game I play right now, this makes me bored instantly. You can tell. Oh, but this one I love. Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware... Yeah. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safes, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then, are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curtis, why? What made you? Well, what's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him I filled him in on the secret safes. Then, that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now, he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me. I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job? But killing is going a bit too far, even in your whiskey profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No! I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it. Wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Oh! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edwards' office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit! Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Ha ha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me. You hear? To be continued. Looks like we got to do this next game. What is with this prosecutor I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, Detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence, you'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Byard. We can overcome this as well. Therefore, there are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information. Regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. So we see like a file here. That's like underneath like the chairs, which is very suspicious. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. It's... Isn't that the missing 0 series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these 0 files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly, it's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the high prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to the case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Okay, we're gonna back out. We're gonna go. Look at this. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So, when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? This office. 1203. 1203. Hey, Maggie! Whose room is this again? It's Mr. Postman's, sir. So, he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was away overseas? So we're gonna talk to Maggie right now. Actually, wait. I won't rest until I've inspected every such looking cranny. I don't see any signs of forced entry, and according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. White, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. We're gonna talk to Maggie right now. Bird. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. I dream where I've been cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance passed me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her. Through the present button. Present the master key. So, when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 AM. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those 2 times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sorta using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key? So we're gonna ask her about the victim. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just the ones I'd have loved to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Fate ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with him. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor, who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly! It was around 12 AM. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him. No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 AM, I think. So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious! I doubt you can say that. You've never left your keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. We don't really need to know about Maggie Barrett, but this for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just ask about herself. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in the murder, and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago, right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods. Failed at most every test I've taken. experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now, I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird. Nowhere do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask is, in return, is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth! You can count on me! I'll do all I can to help! And just for this sake, yeah, I'm gonna show my badge to her. Prosecutor badge. That's the prosecutor's badge, isn't it? It proves that you're really a prosecutor. Interesting. Despite all appearances, she seems to know more than Gumshoe. With that badge, even I could be a professional prosecutor. Sir, may I please try that on? Just for a little bit? I don't think that would be a very good idea, do you? I guess not. Well, on second thought, they're actually on the same level. So I'm going to show you guys, like, currently in my organizer. We've got these evidences. So, the crime scene notes, victim's revolver, secret safe, stolen 0 files, master key, and the prosecutor badge. Like, we can look at the prosecutor badge, but it's not really that important to look since it's not going to be used in the court. So, like, we can, like, look at whatever information it has in here. So, it'll say, each prosecutor's badge is engraved with the number of its owner on the back. Numbers as if we're not human on the inside like everyone else. So I think there's nothing much in the front really to scan through. So we can check that. That's a picture of the dead body. That's the gun, the revolver that was supposedly used during the crime scene. Yeah, we can zoom in and out. Secret safe in the office. And then the stolen 0 series files that we found under the chairs. Chilling out chairs, I can say. And the master key. So we can look at the master key and read it. It's the master key to every office in the building. Okay, nothing much. Okay. To me that looks like car keys. Oh yeah, this is the profile. This is the victim. That's my partner, you know, like, yeah, my partner. For, like, you know, every prosecutor has like a detective on their side. That's apparently like Jim's partner. He is partnered up with Jim, but he's dead now. And she's a security officer. And yeah, pretty much it. So we need to look closely at the door. I won't rest until I've inspected every looking nook and cranny. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsmouth's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it, because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Portsmouth had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So, why was Mr. Portsmouth so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd? Yup, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3, but bah. Why am I even wasting time thinking about this? So we'll have a look. The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, Mr. Edgeworth. This is the office of a high prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Ah, so I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop... Oh yeah, sorry. It's another person. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? So we're gonna go back out. Wait. Okay, we're ready to check this area. You already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. 1202. These four numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey! These number plates slide right out, sir! They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... So let's see what kind of logic do we have right now. We can connect. So we have files in disarray. We've got another handgun. We've got master key was stolen. We've got to use the master key. So we connect the dots here. We're going to connect two leads that matches together. So this key went missing from approximately 1 AM until 2:30 AM. This key was used to unlock Portman's office. So looks like these two connects. Voila! Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir! You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow! Nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgot all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right! It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And, well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So, I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So, in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Okay, so... we'll have a look. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. So we're going to deduce like oh yeah, we're going to scan through that. Huh, I bet, okay, no. We already read that one. I just want to do that in case. So we're gonna deduce that and compare it to the evidence. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? And the one is Miss Bird unlocked the door, but master key was stolen, so she could not lock it up. Let's see here. I think this is it to present. There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't re-lock this door? I am certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Postman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't the one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is, we need to examine these. Let's have a look. Prints on the doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you. Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Postman's and Mr. Fate's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this doorknob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? It should be Maggie Bird. Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean, yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. It looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. Note left by victim, data jotted down in my organizer. Normally I don't read that, but like I somehow felt like reading it. But yeah, we've got that now. Okay, we've already like knows. No, okay. Logic now this time. So files in disarray and another handgun. So try and connect these two together. Nope, that don't work. Those two facts wasn't really going to fit, I guess. So maybe we can like talk to her. I don't know. I know what to look at now. This one here. There's nothing of interest here. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey. How about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it's shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take a note of this. So that's investigation complete. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. Do you know who the real killer is? Who the killer is? Well, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it! That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant we accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come. What may... It's time to knock on the truth's door. Mr. Portsman, I've finished processing the bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Well, I don't know what he said. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Miss Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you could stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Haha! Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years! But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me because they won't work? The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Testimony. Mr. Portman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask? Do you propose I unlock your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusation on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on with evidence. Rebuttal. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask, do you propose I unlock your door and I got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Oh, okay. Maybe this statement. Miss Bird says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. Note left by the victim. I feel like I need to present. So, besides, how may I ask? Do you propose I unlock your door and got in here? So he asked that. So like the other statements, the mountain of evidence that points. Okay. Nope. So the other ones are like unnecessary. So this one, how you unlocked it, is this. Oh wait. I don't know which 1%. Maybe the key or that one. See what to present first. Maybe, yeah, this one. Nope. Yes, well, stay cool, Mr. Edgeworth. You're no good when you're all flustered. The detective's right, for a change. How did it come to this? Calm down, Miles. Listen carefully and think everything through a bit more rationally. So I think I was right about, like, the first part that I mentioned about. Second part, I mean, this one. I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely, you were able to open the door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right, you used your finger to direct this person to open my door with a key. You asked this person to open the door for you? Let me ask this in return. How and why would that person have the master key, huh? That was careless. Stay calm and think about it one more time. The answer is nearby, I just know it. So what were you saying? That's right, you used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. And it's Maggie Bird! You had asked Maggie Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah. I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you had Miss Bird open at the time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination, but why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Ha! And how do you suppose that I did that? By switching in the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right. They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? It was definitely his basketball hoop. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Grrrr! That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. I see, so that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Conjecture's rebuttal. No, you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, doesn't he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Rebuttal. Conjecture's rebuttal. No, you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So, let's see, I think we have to press it somewhere. I was in my room and the entire time I had the girl open my office door. No, you're just spouting nonsense. Okay, we're gonna press in here. Using the master key, of course. Sure. You have a problem with that? That is what the master key is for, right? Perhaps we should place it in an elaborate labyrinth of some sort of people like you. After that, I was in my room the entire time. Yeah! In his room, huh? Ha ha ha. Okay, he's done. He wasn't in his room at all. He was out. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note. It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you? And what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room. The very room you had Miss Bird open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made that girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have every decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bride open the door for you. Alright. Presenting this one now, this time. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Ha! What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints. What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Ah! Further, all of the prints on my office doors knobs have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and the Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith through silencing. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up with, you're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that doorknob well. I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now, that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here. Ugh. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only realized that I had one just now, as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Portsman's alibi. Memory serves you. Came back to this office at around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in the criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe? Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 AM. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Memory serves you, you came back to this office at around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit? But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I am sure that other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Okay, we're gonna press for everything here, because I don't think we can present any evidence here, since it's true. You are correct. It was around 2 AM. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see. Oh, calm now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you run into the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. So you paid the criminal affairs department a visit? Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the percent. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I have up my sleeve. Ugh. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say something? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we've reached the end of the line and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir! Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I could do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If I only had a clue, did I miss something? If I only had a clue, did I miss something that can help me cast a doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic. Right, so I got part of an alibi, and these two that we connected that didn't work out, apparently. So let's try this. Leave it up. Nope. Evidence points to the shelves being disturbed once before and once after the murder. But who is to say that the person who did it the second time is the same as the first? Which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Another handgun and then another visitor will both connect. If indeed there were two culprits, then that resolves the contradiction behind our murder weapon. Despite the fact that there are two bullets here in this room, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, leaving the possibility that the other bullet was fired from the other visitor's gun. Furthermore, if you suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back, Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great! So, you finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean two? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were two guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Now, you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grrr. Now, then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secured safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then just when the Heech was about to look somewhere else, he who should walk in, but his own partner, Mr. Faith. But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Fate probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Fate's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Fate for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. She could afford to do that. Because he had also left a fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that. Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shells getting messed up twice and the two bullets, it was all because two different people were doing those things at two different times? Precisely. So now, do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not in fact Mr. Fate's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. Ha 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 ha. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still the one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your superstition that I was the first visitor. Grrr. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something, I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman Alibi Part 2. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect. What do you say? we should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now isn't the time to be wasting time on dead-end discussions. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Rebuttal! Protman's alibi part 2! And we're gonna KO him. That thief you run into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as if I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left, so I need to find more information that's false and contradictory. And when Jim came to deliver some... Okay, so we want to know what evidence he sent to him. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know, those sofas in the hallway, he likes to sleep on. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. So that you brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant that are related to yesterday's case. So a gun and a pendant. So like, look at this. Jim's note to him tells a very different story. I brought 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch you up later, buddy. So apparently, he's telling us that he's telling us that he only brought 2 evidence for him. Well, in fact, Jim sent him 3 pieces of evidence. So he needs to question that. Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is "you fail." Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Postman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Fate was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe! You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Well, don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. The blood in it. Ah, that's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Fate's blood? No! No! You've got it all wrong! No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah! It's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Fate have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderers, you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on this tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. It was nothing really compared to what I've been through. I mean, I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally wising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was a steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Then Mr. Postman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence, which is the O file. 0 file. The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Yeah. I wonder who it was, and what happened to the stolen pages. I wonder who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint. Mr. Edgewood, sir. Yes. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven, a 3-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about? Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, Yatagarasu appears, vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media. Along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. The end. Don't worry, it's not the end, like, you know, there's like more episodes, there's about like 5 more to do, but I'll be doing those whenever I feel humanly and possibly bored, you know, in Duel Links or GTA Online. But anyway, let's go save this. I'm gonna save it, and okay, and yeah, this is episode 2. This is what the cover looks like, and then episode 3's cover looks like that. Episode 4 and 5. Oh yeah, sorry, there's 5 episodes. So we just completed the Turnabout Visitor. So next time, when I feel humanly bored, I will go ahead and broadcast this Turnabout Airlines. So we'll be doing that. I've already completed that, like, on my phone, and then I'm on this now on my phone. But I'm not going to play that on my phone from now on, because I'm going to go ahead and, like, showcase whatever's going to happen this episode, and in this episode, and this episode, and this episode on in-stream. So anyway, guys, we'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, and yeah, I do appreciate that you guys are watching. You know, like, it makes me feel good. Anyway, peace out, and I'll be right back, you know, whenever I feel like it. Time for me to eat some chicken and watch some anime, and then, yeah, I might just go ahead and broadcast, you know, later on, like, probably later on, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or, I don't know, probably GTA Online, I don't know, because whenever I go on GTA Online, I just feel I don't know, man, innit? When I come on GTA, innit, my mum, innit? Help me resupply and silence steel if you humanly feel like. Yeah, I really wish that Crazy Jules would stay in our crew, though, innit, my mum, but, like, I don't know with Crazy Jules, man. I don't know what's his deal with my crew, man, like, Crazy Jules has known me for, like, a long time, even longer than you, my mum. He's known me for a long time. He should really be in my crew. But anyway, peace out, and I'll be right back when I feel like it. So, look at this.